Hello, hello, how's it going? Let's get to it. How's it going, Dimitri? I'm happy to see you. I see you. So, the chat is good, the life is good, everything is awesome. And you know what? I see you. Great. Maybe the arm that is taking care of my mic is not good. I think it's going down. Oh god, not again. Okay, I'll fight with it. Who cares? How are you? I'm going great, okay? Because this morning, I woke up and I was like... And I got all the knowledge I needed to have, okay? All of it. So the issue that I had, okay, you weren't there, and it's okay. But let me explain, okay? Let me explain. Yesterday... Well, I can run it. I can actually show it for once, okay? So yesterday, when we were running our thing... Let's put this full screen. Let's get into it. Let's zoom in. Let's go into the right directory. Let's execute our thing. When we were running, we had that issue, right? It said key column T doesn't exist in table. Now, at that point, I was kind of becoming insane. But then, my IQ, okay, quintupled. And we got to 900 IQ. I can see through walls. And I think I know what it is, okay? So if I don't know, hoo boy, this is going to be sad, okay? So the idea is that I added new rows. Tables to the DB, okay? But the code that I have to delete the DBs is static. It doesn't take knowledge to the new rows or tables. So if I, well, delete the damn tables, most likely we will have solved the issue. Because my system is perfect, okay? This is exactly what the issue is, my friend. Oh my god. Let me run this and see that it works. Oh shit. There's something else. Okay. Strong IQ decrease right there, okay? Strong IQ decrease. So... Ooh! Alright. God. Okay, first of all, I'll need to fix this somehow, okay? I'll need to find how we can delete all the table in a DB. Well, it's probably very easy. Can't you do like this? Oh boy, we're getting into unhinged territory, guys. Drop table star. Oh boy, do I want to press enter on this? Oh boy. Okay. Let's just test this abomination beforehand, okay? I think there's a thing that we can see what it does before absolutely ramming this in. Roll back when finished. Oh no, we're playing the game where the colors are not good, so we are not sure. Let's try. Ooh, they're making it insane for me. We don't have the rollback. Let's go all in. Oh, we cannot do that. Oh. This was a war crime anyway, okay? That shouldn't exist. Can you zoom in a little? Oh, sorry, I forgot about it. I forgot about it. Should be better now. I was doing this. Drop table star. That's... Ooh. Oops. Okay, okay. Oh, okay. Okay, let's just debug first. The simplest way to debug this will be to ask it to print before sending something to the DB. And for that, we will need to go to the table thing and then go to create table. Create table. And then we have line 428. 428. Here we go. How about we print this? So we'll be able to see what kind of dumb fuckery we're into. Oh, right. I have this thing. Okay. Okay. Didn't expect it to, I did not expect it to look like this, but somehow. Okay. So here you can probably see the issue here. We're using like the first character of something. So we have something that should probably be inside of parentheses that is not inside of parentheses. Especially foreign keys. So let's... That should be... Sorry, not inside of parentheses, but should be a tuple that is not a tuple. Okay, now I'll speak more clearly. So let's go just compare a little. So this is a tuple, that's normal, it ends there. After that we have the primary key, and after that we have the foreign key. So foreign key was our issue, okay? So let's go do the same thing. So our columns, primary key. Here we go. Here we go, dude. All that it was. That will fix it. It's that dumb. Because if we don't have this with this comma over here, or whatever this is, it won't be a tuple. And on the other side, it's not an issue. Select count 1 from mailing list where sender's linus. True! We need to parse this fast and get all the Linus scrap, okay? All of it. Look. Shit. Why? It wasn't saved. I was about to be so lit. Okay, we in. I rust. Oh boy, I was about to be... Okay. First thing, done. Now, I still have a deleting issue, right? Because I still need to delete the tables, and I need this to be more flexible, because right now it's not at all. So, well, let's get this going. Let's actually craft something that works. So it's probably very simple to do it, because all that we have to do is to query each table into what their name is. And I think that GP, which is a concept that I've made, the great processor, okay, GP keeps an array of all the tables in our system. I think it does. I hope, okay? I hope. One can only hope. let's go look at the table code. Oh, no, it's not going to be on the table code. Print all for table in self login. Okay, yes, that's what we need. That's what we need. Okay, when we create the... Sorry, I'm trying to know again how my things work. Okay, create table. Does it actually do something? When does GP come into play? GP, where are you? I did not see GP in here. Okay, I think that we're good. I'm so schizophrenic when I make these. Okay. Bad tuple indeed. Okay. How does this work? Oh no! I forgot how my creation work. Is this here? Is this like a thing for GP? GP, where are you, GP? I'm so confused. Okay, when we create a table. Okay, it's done when we create the table. Alright. Okay. Okay. Sorry, enough. Enough. Okay, so that means that this is a valid command, okay? GP delete. No, let's use the right verbiage. Drop all. Boom, okay? And we're going to make the drop all function. And it's going to drop the base, okay? Let's put it along all the other things that do a bunch of things. Alright. Okay, for table in self login, we are going to drop. So let's do this. Try. Oh, shoot. It's not going to work because of the relationship between each tables. So we need to do it in that style. Okay, no worries. No worries, Maple's got you covered. I'm just trying to delete things. Did you end up using the CLang tokenizer? Yes, sir, okay? Look at this masterpiece. I just need to find it, okay? This is... I don't know if you were there for it. No, you weren't there for it. We went into an absolute insanity coding session, okay? Where we got the children of the Syndex, CLang Syndex translation unit, okay? And we called it kids. And then because we need to follow that naming scheme, we called it toddlers. And then we needed to go one step deeper, and we called it toddlerons. But we did not need it anymore, okay? So we are on Inge, okay? And I say we, and the we is like schizophrenia, okay? That's the we. Oui, baguette. Okay. Okay. So let's do some magic. Okay. Let's do some magic. Okay. So let's call SQL underscore drop. Okay. Let's call it SQL drop. Let's make this a string. I feel like I'm yelling and I love it. Okay. Okay. So SQL drop plus equal. Is it the other way around? It's plus equal. Yes, it's plus equal. Okay. Okay, let's start cooking. Let's start cooking. And what's the variable for the table that gives us? That give us the name? It's the table name. We're doing it. Boom. Boom. And then, well, we should probably do the non-static. Yes, I'll refer self, okay? I'm a kind guy, okay? So let's go down here. Let's copy this. Oh, this is going to be some clean code that will work. First try. Okay, first try. Let's do this. This. Why did I put the F? Oh yeah. Because this needs to be executed. Boom! And then the most unhinged the most unhinged command of all, okay? Try. Alright. We love try, okay? Oh, we forgot. We need a for loop before. Oh no. Oh yes. That's disgusting. Okay. Control I. Let's create a DB. Set DB. Yes, more disgusting custom code. Oh, this is exactly what I need. Ugh. And you know the best part? It's going to work. First try. Did I just capitalize that? That was not what I wanted to do. Okay, now I forgot a semicolon somewhere and screwed up something. It's probably in here. What did I touch? I don't need that again. Oh, it's in here for sure. Ooh, that's some. Ooh. Look at that. We're going to have it work. Oh, all the colors, all the glory. Let's run this. All right. I got cooked. Okay. So it obviously did not work. Okay. So, what is my order here? But I did drop all. And initialize is where the DB starts appearing. Where the magic starts. Isn't that? Yeah. So it can only crash when it's there, right? So technically we should have initialize DB. Yes. Okay. So why are my tables still alive? Because they would not be in logging? But they appear in logging whenever we create an object. Whenever we create a table. Sorry. Where is this? Okay. Yeah. Eh. The error is here. Why? This must give us something. Ah, you dumb piece-ish. Look at this. Look at this failure of a code. Oh. That's disgusting. Okay. Alright. Why? Have I saved? Hello? Oh, there's a space. There's... Dude, I put a space in. I'm destroying myself. What's the point? Okay. Okay, now can we get to the fun part? Okay, I'll read some comments. Give me some comments. Shouldn't it be it adds it automatically. Python is fun like that. If you want to be clean, you can add it, absolutely. So the other command at the little squiggly thing, I don't know what to call them. Not squiggly thing. God. Look, let's just try to run this in there, okay? If we do this, if we do drop, what does it tell us? Okay, the same thing, but with these thing, just to, like, tell you that you're a loser. Thank you. I guess that's it. Drop table if exist. Well, yes, I could do that, but it will drop them anyway. Right? Even without doing the if exist part, it will do. It's just that if you put the if exist... Well, I don't know how if exist work, okay? But without if exist it work, and probably with if exist, it will just make sure that it doesn't crash, okay? So, look, fuck you, it works. I'm a god. Boom. This is some parsing. I love you, Dimitri. Thank you for helping me. I cannot speak today. Thank you for helping me. Okay. 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 So. Oh, that means that we're gonna be able to look at our insane design. Oh man. The brand new, overthinked design. I want to see that. Oh, I'm living for it. Oh, yeah. And we need the tag to get into it. And we have not fit the tag into it. Okay. Okay. We've got some good design, okay? We engineered this yesterday. It was insane. And now the time has come, okay? The time has come to shred this. Okay, it's going to be so cool. So. Technically, yeah. Oh shoot. Will this not work? Oh, my design is flawed. I don't care. Okay, the base of it works. The issue is I'm going to have duplicates. Because I cannot multi-core this the same way that I did for the others. Design is bad, design is bad. Who cares? Who cares, okay? We're going to link some type IDs into it, okay? So let's edit this M tag thing to make it work. Because we need the M tag to link to it, right? We need these, sorry, one of these needs to go. We still need one T spec. And then we need T-type. Oh, maybe T-type would be needed. So maybe we keep T-type, tag name ID, and let's replace the second T-spec by the type ID thing. Yeah, that's great, that's great. Yep, that's how we're going to do it. Yep. Designing DBs is peak schizo. I love it. Okay. So type ID. Type ID. Not null. Well, it could be null. And let's put the relationship. Okay, this M underscore type. This. This. Okay, that works. Now, that also makes us forced. What have I done? Okay. This also forces us. Come on, stop killing me with this keyboard. We need to put it lower because it will be initialized later or else it won't work. Okay. We are in. Let's run this. Update our DB real quick. Fuck you, dude. What's the point in bugging again? I thought I fixed it. How can the drop table not drop if it dropped in the past? Oh, what? I needed to drop another time? Go. I need to find how to make it not care about the relationship. Because whenever I delete inside of phpMyAdmin, I have the option enable foreign keys check. And I need to disable this for it to work correctly without having me to delete 16 times. So that's our issue here. So let's... Okay. Okay. Okay, that seems like something that we like. Can I, like, in a very dirty way, incorporate this into our code? Like, do this type of disgusting thing? Oh yeah, I love it. Okay. It did not work. So we probably need to run it beforehand. Yes, we do this. Yeah, looks good. How about this? Okay. Okay, looks a little better. Yeah, we need our music. Okay, let's just dump our structure, dump our thing, and run this twice. Okay, my problem is with my dirty code. That's alright with me. Foreign key constraint is incorrectly formed. What does that mean? Well, I know what it means. That's the issue. Its tag is at the wrong place because I'm initializing it at the wrong place. That's the issue. Okay, so I change here the order of tag, but I did not change the order of tag over there. Right? So tag needs to be lowered. Boom. Boom. Solved. Got it. We're cooking so hard, let's try again, just to show how good we're cooking it. Oh, that deserves some hot feet. Let's put them in the blanket. Put them feet in the blanket. Alright. This works. We're starting the cooking process. Alright. Okay. Let's think about design. Because we need to think about it a bit. I hate when it does that. Okay, let's put a bunch of things on screen and think about it later. No, that's not what I wanted. Okay, let's put that. Put this there, put this there, put this. Why is it all the same color? Oh, we're sharing the same thing. Okay, that's why, that's why. Here we go. Here we go, that makes sense. So we have our tags. We're able to find our tags. Whenever we find our tags, it will give us a tag ID, and that tag ID will boop, 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 give us a tag information. And with that tag information, we can have the name of the tag. So if it's an int, it will show int. And then it would, inside of tinfo, show us that it is a type int. And then it would doop doop go down here and give us the spect. And the same thing. Okay. Okay. Okay, okay, okay. I think that we're cooking now. We're cooking. We're cooking. So we've got the generic layout done, okay? My issue here is how we put things into this DB multi-threaded, okay? Because we need to keep in mind that the kernel is a shitload of files, and we need to parse them separately on different cores that have no idea what the other core is using and doing, and we need it to still work. So, how do we go about this? Okay, so let's think a function, okay? Func, okay? What do we need from a function? There's two parts of the function that are important here, right? For, at least for the types values, right? So let's say it's a f-func, okay? It's the name of our function is f. The first thing that we should store is the type of the function itself. So if it's an int, we need to store that it's an int. And the second thing that we need is the arguments. Okay, so we need to store this as well. So we need some big brain, okay? Like massive brain. So our solution here. Inside of m tag, we will need to show somewhere that it is a function, right? We need it to show that this exists. Okay. The difference between a struct and a class is the fact that a class can have a function inside of it, right? A struct cannot have a function inside of it. Struct in C with function in it. That's not possible, right? You cannot directly define a function. Okay, okay. Okay. But do I want my code to be compatible with C++? For some reason. I'll need to redo all of this to make it compatible with Rust. Oh dear lord. Okay, so I need to think about the possibility of that happening. Okay, so for now, in our design, we're going to ignore type, okay? Ignore t-type, okay? This doesn't exist. So we need inside of tspec, so tspec is in two places, okay? Tspec is here and tspec is there. We need in both of those places to use the same type of system. So if we read a tspec here and we read it here, we should read it in the same way. It will make understanding everything way simpler. So that's the first thing. The first thing that we could do is use some of the bits of tspec to say if it's a function, if it's a struct, or if it's something else. So with that, we will know what we're pointing. Oh man. Is this a good idea? Yeah, I'll need to do this. Okay. So tspec needs to be able to hold if it's a func, if it's a struct. It will need to be able to hold if it's a const, if it's static, all of these things. So we're going to put that data into tspec and we're going to ignore the fact that tinfo exists. So we're going to just leave that empty for now. Well, maybe putting a backup inside of tinfo would be a good idea. But anyway. Okay, so we fill tspec with information. And let's say that we have a function. Let's design this. I'm trying to speak, but it doesn't come out. Who cares? Okay, so let's say that we have a function. Okay. So our function int f as arguments. How do we want to store this inside of our database? So the first idea would be to say that it's a function inside of tspec. Then we could store an int. We could store whatever the arguments are inside of m-type content, because m-type content can have multiple things linked to the same type ID. So by doing that, we would have everything together, and inside of tspec, we could probably say if it's a if it is an argument or the type of the function itself. That's something that we could load into it. Okay, that would work. Just for sanity check, in C, can we have a function return more than one type? Is this... I don't even know how we would define this. Like, you cannot do, like, int char. Yes, you can pass pointers. That makes sense. Okay, you can struct the F out of it. But there's... you cannot return more than one thing. Okay, that's good. So because we cannot return more than one thing, we're going to keep that in mind. And always assume that if we have a tag that is type function, so if we have a tag that is type function, the first thing inside of type content will be the argument. All right, problem solved. I think we are absolutely cooking. Okay. Let's make the parser for it. Well, we already add like a big part of the parser, right? So it tells us what type it is. I need a drink. Hi! I am currently being schizophrenic. How are you? What an intro! Okay. I'm having some fun, okay? Alright, okay. Okay. I love you. I love you so much. Okay, you are funny. What's the mission today? The mission today, we're still working on KernelInfo, so we're trying to parse a kernel, shove it into a database in order to make magic happen on a website. So, the big thing is that right now I fixed the design issue with the DB that limited the fact that I could put a lot of tags into the DB and it's still making sense, okay? So I kind of fixed that. So now I need to do the implementation to be able to put data into the DB. So right now we're parsing things and shoving it into it. So, all right, I don't remember at all what the how we're going to do this. It's been 3 days and I forgot everything about how AST works, CLang AST. But what I know is that for now, we can parse the argument of a function. So this is like the discombobulated function. And here we have the name of the function. Here we have the arguments of the function. It tries to state what type of thing it is. Elaborated. What is a type elaborated? Let's look. Let's look. I have a copy of the file right here that we're parsing. Val. Where is Val? U16 is elaborated. Elaborate. Okay. That one's going to be hard. So... Okay. Okay. Oh man, we're going to need to know if it's a struck or something else. Cool stuff indeed. Okay, the big question I have in my mind right now. Let's go back to Bootlin. Okay, Bootlin is not coming back. Because I didn't have Bootlin, I had this. Okay. Okay, let's stop being dummies. Let's zoom a bit. Okay. My issue, okay, that I'm having right now is it's very easy for us to know that an int is like the purest form of type that we can find, right? We cannot go lower than an int. We know that. Now my big issue is I know by looking at an int that it is the purest form of a type, but how do I know from the C-lang point of view? how do I know from here? Right? Because will it always state elaborated? Because everything in the kernel is using these specific thingy that are macros or something? I don't remember what they are. Because that's not like... That's not C, right? That's something that has been added for the kernel's pure joy. Gemini, tell me what it is. I don't want to search. In the kernel, there are these things. What are those? Thanks. Okay, so we're gonna have an answer between 2 to 26 business days, but I need to find an answer to that, right? Because we need to know if it's a struct, we need to know if it's something else. Because if it is something else, we need to search deeper in order to store that information inside of our database and to make everything work, right? Because our system right now only works because we assume that before we put like let's say that we have a function that returns a struct called s. So we have a function that returns struct and it has some arguments, okay? So when we encode this inside of the DB, we're going to be able to encode f type s, okay? And s, we're going to point this to whatever the hell the struct related to s is. The issue is that if we haven't written into the table what s is, we're screwed. So this is why we need to like recursively search into things, then put them into the table. We could do this, put them into the table, and then do the actual thing. So how do I do that? Let's just see the answer. In the context of the Linux kernel, U16 is a fixed width data type. I knew that, but is that a macro? Is that a... what the... Here's the breakdown of what it means. U unsigned cannot be negative, 16, 2 bytes inside, indicated is a special type defined by kernel headers, intended to be safe for use in shared user space headers. In plain English, it's an unsigned 16-bit integer that is guaranteed to be exactly that size no matter what computer architecture you are running on. In standard C programming, types like int, short, long can change size depending on the processor architecture or the compiler. Alright. Yeah, that's pretty much where I was thinking too. And I'm kind of a dummy because Bootlin will give us the answer like in 1 second. Oh man. Oh. Oh yeah, that's going to be because it's okay, that should probably tell us. No. Oh, reference, sorry. So this is the right thing. Okay. So it's literally a type def. Oh shoot, now how do I fix the fact that we have like type defs for multiple... Oh no, my design is not working. There's type defs for each architectures. Well, not in that case, I guess. But we still have multiple type def. How do I fix this? Whew, that's going to be hard. I don't know, does it really bug down my thing? I'll probably need to... The issue that I'm having right now is that there could be a situation where a type def would have two different definitions for the same thing. So in the way that I currently work this out is we are doing this cascading thing where we are like we have a struct at the top, and then we look, oh, the struct contains underscore underscore U16. And then we would look at it and it contains, oh shit, there is two type def for this thing, right? And the two type defs, in the case of U16, they're the same. But maybe a different system will have different type defs. And right now, this doesn't work for it, because it will only account for one type def, not both. It won't allow the ambiguity. It doesn't say like choose the type def. It will impose one, because we are linking everything through these type IDs. Oh man, so that would probably mean that I need something in between, right? I would... So I may just need a new table. I'll need to design this again for type defs. This is unhinged. I feel like any way that I'm going to... I don't want to store all of the AST into the database. This is not what I'm here for. This is not what I want to do. Like, there's a very simple way to fix this issue, right? The simple way is to stop at some point linking things with IDs, right? So if, let's say, I don't link the type content with an ID that normally points to a new type, I could just put a name there, right? I could put a name instead of an ID, so it would look like here we have a name. But the problem is that then we don't have the same speed at searching things, and especially in recursive things, it becomes very bad. It becomes not what we want. Ah, shoot. Throughout, I think it should work. I think the double underscore symbol are all unique. Good night. Yeah. When you say unique, my issue here is not necessarily with this specific thing. Is that I'm sure that if we go through the kernel, we're going to find one place where we're going to have competing type defs depending on architecture. Like this exists. There's no way in hell that doesn't exist, right? If I go through arm, include, and go anywhere, and structs would not work all the same. But for sure there are competing. I know that there are. I know. So if we have competing type defs, how do we make them fit? We cannot if we're using IDs, because using ID, we can only pipe like one thing in. Maybe the solution here we need a way to present the option, right? We need a way to present the option. So maybe if we could create a new we could create a new type that would itself be what we could call a compound type. And that compound, wow, it's a D compound. Anyway, that compound type would contain multiple, it would contain all the type defs, right? So let's say that a given version has like 3 type defs for I know that it's not the case, but let's say underscore underscore U16, okay? So let's say that we have 3 type defs for this. If we add a structure inside of our database that would point to this to say, hey, what we have is this, and then depending on architecture, because we detect that it is a compound type defs, choose the one that you like. That might make sense. because this declares what the hell we have. Like if it is a compound type def, we could write it in T-info, and this is essentially a list. So this can list out multiple things. That sounds good, yeah. I'm just trying to think about it because I'm sure that I scratch myself until I bleed. That's bad. Because I'm sure that I'm missing out on something. I think I'm going to have to cook that one up. Yep. That's pretty much where we're going to go. So that means that inside of my system right now, when we're parsing a file, it's file per file, and it is multi-core. So we don't have access to whatever the hell the other core is doing. So while we're parsing a file, we don't have access between the two files. Not at the first stage. But at the second stage, when we're inputting things into our tables, that one, we're all united. So we have that information. So what I'll need to implement is something that detects when we have some overlap into type defs, for example, and that will create this special entry where we have these multiple type defs. And then link, and then link against it. Or maybe choose the right one, because in some cases there might not be there might not be a good choice, right? Because there are out of 3 things. Well, not out of 3, but out of include things, right? If we go into tools, I think that the thing that compiles into tools, they won't use the same oh my god, will I click on the right thing? Come on. They won't necessarily use the same Linux header, they will use generic headers. I feel like what we're doing is a cop-out. It's not a real solution to the issue. And it will come back to bite us. I'm probably overcomplicating this. I need to think about... we need to come back to the Unix base, okay? Make it simple. Very simple. Okay. I'm just going to state some things that are true in order to help me think. So even when we're parsing a file, when we're parsing this single file, we still have access to other files. We just don't have access to the full parsing data, the full conclusion that they have. So the AST, I believe, can go reach the information from the other. Oh, but again, sorry, that's dumb. I was about to say we can just choose the right one. But if it's architecture related, if it's architecture related, it won't work. We need a way to know if multiple type defs can work. How would we know that? Lord. Gemini, help me. Is there a way to know if there is a different implementation of a type def in the kernel depending on the architecture? If it gives me an answer, I'm killing myself. Not true, not true. Yes, this is a core design. Includes device. Oh dear lord. When you see an include, like include a some type in the kernel code. Oh my. Please remake Windows. That's pretty much what I'm doing. Doors. Trademark. What do you mean? What do you mean by doors? And did I misread that one and Windows K means something else? Wait a minute. What is doors? Doors. Is it a game? I only see Roblox. No. Don't tell me that. Your new operating tables. Windows, doors, table. Roof. Oh my god, it was a joke. Ah! Okay, I got it now. I got it. Okay, so maybe I don't need to overthink this because we can use like only the generic one. Does it work when we do this? Yeah. Oh, it's under UAPI. Okay, so multiple directories can have this awesome generic. Shoot. Yes, sometime I do. And no, they don't have as much dead air as I do. Holy. I'm just stun luck. Oh, hi, Volt. I'm just trying to not die. I don't know, maybe my brain is not working enough. Each time that I think that I've unlocked something, there's like... Yes, you can guess. If you want. But, yeah, each time that I have a go at something, there's another part that breaks. And I think that the big issue here is my willingness. My willingness. It's the other way around. My unwillingness to have something that is unoptimized. And I should probably just bite the bullet and say, fuck it, it's okay. We're passing everything through MySQL. Unoptimize only means like 1/100th of a second. So why the hell are you even thinking about it? But it's kind of triggering me. Because the issue that I have is that I can fix all of my issue right now by searching by name, right? So if I have a bunch of, let's say, type defs and structs, all put inside of a list. Please, brain. Holy shit. Okay, so if I have a bunch of them inside of a table, and I identify them by name, and most likely I would need by version, I can do that. It's just way slower than putting an ID to it, right? So I feel like I'm just rebuilding another shit implementation of what I already made. I had a lot of trouble hosting a game server today. Oh my lord. I understand it. Minecraft can be a bitch sometime. I tried to make a server with mods. Holy, why was it that complicated? There's like 6 implementation now for the Forge thing. Anyway. SQL, what I thought this was kernel dev. No, my friend, we're parsing the kernel, not making the kernel. we're just praying to the kernel lords, okay, the kernel gods. We're not even touching them. But it works, and that's what matters. True! It's a tooling to track kernel source code changes. True. I'm guessing you watch other Canadian streamers. I mean, he's not a streamer, but I've watched some JJ McCullough. But no, not really. Thinking about it. Like, I watch the news. Those are not streamers. Pokimane, never, bro. This is so far afield. My friend, you are We're backing. We're backing. Beep, beep. Okay. XQC. No, that guy triggers me, okay? He triggers me because, well, obviously, he is Québécois, just like me. And there's a thing about being Québécois, okay? Is that our accent is predisposed to speak English. We can speak English way better than a lot of language because it's easy for us to speak it. Our mouth is like one move away from being perfect to speak it. And somehow the motherfucker is out here like speaking like why? Canada should standardize JavaScript. You know what? At this point, I'll support Mark Carney, whatever the freaking legislation that he does. He can come in and ban whatever he wants, okay? Ban it. I mean, can XQC please at least try? And also, doesn't he live in Florida now, right? I think he lives in Florida. At least he is in the US. And that's kind of triggering as a Canadian, right? We raise you, we give you everything that you need, give you a real good life in Canada. Now you make money and you get the fuck out? Come on. Like, at least pay your taxes. God. I'm gonna pay my taxes until the day that I die over here. And I'll be happy to do it. ECMA script. Is that what I think it is? Oh, it's a standard. Okay. It's not what I thought it was, because I don't know anything about anything. Man, I need to think about this. Oh my god, my database is going to be so heavy when I'm going to be done. Ah! Okay. All the design that I come up in my head always are contingent on adding yet another. Just add yet another row. Just add yet another column. It will work. Just one more. My brother in Christ, I bought a shitload of RAM for this, okay? I've got that 64 gig. So, yeah, I'm balling out, okay? What's the issue? Okay, here's the TLDR for the issue, Volt, okay? But I don't think that there's an answering this without me starting to design a bunch of shit. So that was the first design, okay? That was the first design. So this works great, okay? And let me explain, okay? Because I know that it's something like a bit complicated. So first, let's say that we have a struct, okay? Let's say that we have a struct. Okay, we have a fun struct. The struct will be assigned to a tag. So the tag is the information about the struct within a version, okay? So it will tell the line where it is and all that. So that's within the tag. But the actual information of what is contained within a struct is inside of type and content. So type will tell us it's actually a struct and it has that name. And type content will tell us it contains an int, it contains something else, it contains a char. And it does it by having this magical inner type ID that loops back to a new type until we get to only ints or only like very default simple types. Now this all works in a world where your project does not have multiple architecture, because as soon as you put multiple architecture in, you're screwed, right? Because your type def that you're linking things with might be different if you use the generic code, if you use the ARM code, if you use the x86 code. So now the issue is, how do I fix this, right? Do I just bite the bullet and put everything in x86, but then I'm kind of losing out on everything that is not x86? So to me, that's not a solution, right? Do I give the choice to the user by creating a new construct that holds all the different type devs depending on the version? So yeah, I'm kind of locked here because yeah. Oh, it's not even at that level. It's not even at that level. Because right now I am type agnostic when I parse, right? It is my choice if I want to link a type to a specific architecture's construction or not. It's just that I need to resolve this at some point, right? And my issue is, when I'm storing it into the DB, how do I treat this, right? Do I remake this so that I don't use IDs? Because IDs are rigid, right? I can only link one type to a thing, right? Shit. Let's do it again. Let's do it again, okay? So if we have our struct, okay, if we have our struct and it has like multiple components to it, so component number 1, component number 2, I can only link that component to one type defs, right? So if I have like type def for x86, or the one for ARM, or let's say that it's not even architecture dependent, right? Let's say that we're just, well, it's hard to imagine if it's not architecture dependent, so screw this, but like, I cannot like put an ID in, because if I put an ID in, I'm forcing myself to choose. I cannot let it ambiguous. Like, I could put a construct here that could allow me to choose later on. Maybe that's the only solution. Yeah, that will probably be it. To be honest, I didn't understand what's the point of resolving type length. Like, what changes is I'm not even resolving type length. I'm resolving how do I link things in a database. Because whenever I will create the type, one of them might be like, oh, because we are on ARM, this is considered a short. And oh, because we are on x86, this is considered an int, right? So we could imagine an environment where __ u32 or u64 is defined differently depending on if you're on ARM or or on x86. So what I will probably need to do is to create a new concept in here that would be like an arch box, okay? And it will allow you to choose the architecture. That's probably what I'll be forced to do. But then it becomes increasingly cancerous, because we probably, I'm not sure, no, I'm sure about that, okay? I'll put my foot down, okay? 100% confidence on this. We have sub-architecture. So x86 is like a family, but if we look under the hood, we have like sub 186, right? Because we have the Atom family, the efficiency cores that are not able to do the same thing as the other cores, right? So when you, most likely, I would assume that there could be some type defs difference. Like on x86, maybe not, but on other architecture, on ARM, then anyway. You're thinking too, you're too far removed from it. Okay. Let's look at Bootlin. Okay. If I search. What a bitch, they just skip it. That's not fair. They skip it. No way. Give me a moment, I'm triggered. There's no way that we don't have our architecture-specific type defs for these. There is no way in hell. I'm getting stun lock. Okay. The problem, Volt, is that you're thinking like about compiling a program. That's not what we're talking about. What we're talking about here is storing a program, not a program. Well, yes, technically. Storing the parsing of the kernel inside of a data structure that we can then pull out and make cool shit with it. So because we want to make our cool shit using all the possible version, we cannot just say, we're going to parse x86, we're going to parse MIPS, we're going to parse this. We need to make some kind of data structure that keeps in mind that it may be any architecture of our choosing, and that we may do some calculation afterwards with that. I don't know how to explain it better, I'm sorry. But my explanation is bad and I know. I'm so triggered right now. No way that they're no way. Let's go line by line. Okay. UAPI, SM generic. UAPI, SM. Intel L64. So they really don't. F me. Yeah, I'm cooking, okay. Because I'm probably asking something that is impossible. So, yeah, I think I'll make some insanity to make it work. is because we need to think about the end game here, okay? The end game is being able to do more than bootlin. So if the solution here will only allow me to click on something and tell me where it's used, I lost. That's not what I want. What I want to be able to do is to click on something and have a full freaking chart that tells me those are the implementation in the system that are in use. Those are, it's implemented like this, it has that size for each architecture, and it has changed on this version, and those are the changes. Like, I want all that detail to be able to pop up quickly and not to kill my database each time that somebody does a query. So it needs to be optimal and not be like stupid name search. But it needs to find a solution for architecture. So that's what I'll need to cook. That's what I'll need to cook. I'll need to find a way to make a possible switch on architecture, I guess. Honest optimization is your least concern, I think. Just try to make it work first. I get what you mean. The problem with DB, with SQL, is that if your first implementation is not like 99% perfect, you're going to have to redo it all because your logic will have to change. And that's the issue here. Yeah. But look, this is a step that when we're gonna be done with the SQL stuff, my life is going to be so freaking easy, man. This is the artist. And that's why I took literally a month writing paper with SQL on it like it's crazy person. And it paid off, right? I have the design for most things already nailed down. Right? If I want, I already have all the design for adding people to the kernel, like adding who changed what, adding the commits onto it, which commits did what when. Like, I have all of this. All of this is already done. That's easy. That's the hard part. That's the core that needs to be fixed. Maybe I'll need, like, something that I've been talking about yesterday, too, is the fact that in SQL, you cannot really have a switch. You cannot have an if inside of it. It is my understanding, at least. So, if let's say you add a row, so let's say we have this row. It has a couple of columns. Let's say we have an address here, so let's call it like star, just so that we use C methodology. And let's say that here we have a type, okay? Let's call it type. So we could have like type 1, type 2, type 3, and depending on which type it was, we could check on different tables and execute different queries, right? So we could do this. I think tomorrow I'll take the whole day to see if this is like something that can be optimized, that can be done. Because the issue is, as soon as you go from SQL back to Python, or whatever your server is hosted on, right? As soon as you do this, and then come back, and then Python needs to ask again, then you're in the dangerous range. Oh, sorry. Then you're on the dangerous territory where things become exponentially slow. I still don't quite understand why it is separate from compilation step. This arch stuff is configured at the config step. Is because right now we are not compiling anything. The reason why the arch is important is because it is important data that we might use while doing fun thing with our database. You can't really determine what arch you use by looking at a file. Well, yes and no. Right? So let's say that we parse individually all the files in the kernel. And we take all of the tags out, we take all of their components out. And then we know the type defs for these tags or the structs, or we know how they're created, right? And we know the include, so we know where they get their information. Then we can just select an architecture and do basically what the compiler does, which is choose the header file for the specific architecture and then like give the appropriate result. So what I need to do now is to allow this database to have something inside of it that allows you to choose the architecture and for it to work. My friend, the dbperf problem solver can only get you so far, okay? There's a point where you're just going to get the DB to tell you that you're a retard. Yeah, I don't think I'll get any further today. I think we're gonna be there tomorrow, doing the same shit, but at least with a bit more research. So I'll draw a lot tomorrow. But in any case, we're pretty much done for today. I don't know if you have anything else to say, guys, but we're gonna be running and doing something else. I suggest you think through this select architecture thing in more detail. Well, yeah, I could just ignore it. I think that as soon as I start ignoring things like that and not actually think a solution for it, I'm not running, my friend. I'll only run when you tell me to go, okay? I'll only run when you tell me to go. But, yes, I need another. Take your time. The issue here is that if I start sacrificing on these things, I'll... If I start sacrificing on these things, I'll recreate Bootlin. I don't want to recreate Bootlin. I want to make better. So that's the issue. That's why I hit these hard questions. It's because they need to be answered. Like how exactly it will go file by file, line by line, how you determine stuff. Well, technically, whenever this system will be online, we will be able to click on a file and it should show pretty much like Bootlin. It's just that I want more detail to be able to be drawn on screen. So I want to know, like, where things are from, how big are things, and be able to unload the full struct, see where in the struct things changed and when. So that's a more interesting thing to me. But yeah. You need another excuse impression, my friend. I don't know. I would need to, like, listen to him for 5 seconds to be able to do a good one. Give me a second. Give me XQC. XQC. XQC, give it to me.
Oh, double barrel shotgun, is that good? What? Double barrel shotgun, is that good? No, 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 no. Yeah, no, no.
Okay.
The fuck is you saying? You keep speaking German and shit.
Bro,
Come back to
I don't need to
English.
speak that fast now. I'm not like a normal.
He just rams through everything. Bro, you thinking about end result. I'm asking more about, you have a C file, good, now what? With that arch stuff. I just think that, not calling you ignorant, okay? Not calling you ignorant. Please don't think that. AST is magic, okay? AST is truly magical. I don't have it, but oh, I think I know. So the parsing of a C file of a program is incredibly complex, but also incredibly easy whenever you use AST, because you can split things into smaller things and reference things, which will make everything easier. Yes, is it? It is the almighty. Yes, I'll zoom. Right? Because here we have a function, right? And it will tell you everything you need to know about that function. Now my issue is just to expand on that a little, to extract everything I can from it, put it into a format that will be queryable, and then expand on it. What if his French is worse? It probably is, because he speaks like English always. He sounds like a tractor that doesn't start. I don't know why he does that. Probably like an handicap, and I'm laughing at an handicapped person, but who cares? He's a millionaire, okay? He should have paid taxes in Quebec, okay? That's the issue. He should come back to Canada, pay some taxes in Quebec and in Canada. Just put it all into a JSON, and query said JSON. I feel like I need to I need to do the okay, can we have the meme? Please. Please, where is the video? No, we don't have it. Okay. Okay.
A large crowd was following Republican Jesus, and as the days passed, his disciples came and said to him, "Republican Jesus, these people have been following you for 3 days, and they've become very hungry, and we only have 5 loaves of bread and 2 fish." And Republican Jesus said, "Bring the fish and the bread to me." And his disciples did. And Republican Jesus took 99% of the bread and the fish and gave the 1% back for the disciples to spread amongst the followers evenly. And the disciples said, "But how shall we feed all these people with only 1% of the bread and the fish?" And Republican Jesus said, "Why are these people always looking for a handout? They should just go out and get a job." And the disciples were in awe at Republican Jesus' wisdom.
So when I'm reading, you just put it all into a JSON and queries a JSON. I have this Republican Jesus thing in my head. So Republican Jesus, how should we fix this? Put it all into a JSON and query said JSON. How should we optimize it? Make it in JavaScript. Oh. Oh yeah, 13 years ago was a good time. Oh man, I'll just read what was sent. When doing architectural difference, you gotta think more globally than AST. Yep, that's why I'm currently killing myself. But look, we'll see. Maybe my design is completely mentally ill. MongoDB is best. I don't know anything about MongoDB, and I am not becoming a Mongoloid for this one. Laugh my ass off. What is this? Yeah, this is some cursed YouTube here. It is. Yes, you do. How much would it cost? Too much. Too much, my friend. Okay. To redo it into MongoDB? I don't even know what's the point of MongoDB. Oh my god, those videos are unhinged. Have you seen these? These how cat works?
How a cat works.
Like... It is so unhinged. And no, they're the SQL are not really that compatible with each other. And that's kind of the issue. I'm not really keen. I'm not keen on switching everything because MongoDB is like fit. Sorry, I said SQL. The DBs, not SQL. They need how it's made music team. Oh my god. It's for sure copyrighted, okay? No SQL is live. Go kill yourself, my friend. All of these, like, motors that store thing, and they're like, oh, we don't need to know the size of the thing. Oh, we don't need to know this. Oh, we don't need to. I'll just like store it in a JSON file. Fuck. What am I doing at this point? If there's no optimizing, if the engine is not like made by some autistic, underground, like hasn't seen the sun in 50 years, knows C by like he sleeps and shit C lines of codes. There is optimization, lol, lots of it. My friend, not enough. Not everything needs relation. They all need relation. That's what's based, okay? Not everything needs relation. Said like a like a true Linux user. Oh man. This is cancer. YouTube is cancer. I don't even know if I want to click on anything. I'm going to get spam with this, like, how to fix a cat.
Hello and welcome to the WVW Productions official support channel. If you're watching this video, it means your cat unit has experienced a malfunction. We sincerely apologize for the inconvenience. However, this guide will walk you through a few quick solutions to...
Okay. Enough dumb videos for today. Just cook it properly. I'm cooking harder! Okay. Okay, enough cooking. I'll need to find a way to, like, have 16,000 IQ, and tomorrow, like usual, I'll be back with these 1600 IQs and cook. Nigma, I'm leaving, and it is your fault. No, I'm joking. It's not your fault. I was leaving for the last 15 minutes. I would suggest maybe... Art. Okay, I would suggest maybe trying to cross-compile Linux kernel for other architecture research on how it works under the hood. Oh, I don't think that's I don't think that will bring me the type of thing that I need. That's too high level, my friend. Too high level. Love you, Enigma. I'll be there tomorrow if you want to join, but I'll get the F out. And Volt, I love you. I know that we're saying a lot of design thing, but it's not because I don't love you, okay? I love you. And Maximosai, Cardian, and who else? There's somebody else that I'm forgetting. Come here and chat. Come here. Get your goodbye. Rust is winning, okay? You get your goodbye too. There was one guy before, okay? AspSidsJ, okay? You get your goodbye too. Thank you. Love you. Nigma, if you have issues with notification, Discord. I have a channel where I post each time I open the stream. Anyway, ciao. Ciao for real. I need to go now. Love you.